everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be setting up my 2020 budget planner, and I'm going to start this in January and go through December for this. And I'm going to be using this Deluxe monthly planner from Erin Condren, and all I've done so far is put my name in it. If you like how I'm doing things, or if you'd like an Erin Condren planner, I do have a link down in the description box below for $10 off your first order if you would like to do things like I do. All right, so what I'm basically going to do today is set up my planner just so I have it all ready for January. And I'll tell you kind of how I'm going to be using this each month. It may change a little bit as we get closer to the year, but this is basically how I'm pretty sure I'm going to be using this planner. So for these two pages, I'm going to just highlight all the paychecks, or like our main paychecks. It's bi-weekly, we get paid. I'm doing this for my husband's paycheck because he gets paid. His is our like main income source. So that's all I'm marking on here. On the monthly spreads, then I'll mark like all of our paydays, like mine included. But just for this, I'm going to be marking when he gets paid, since it's every other week and I get paid every week, so I don't really need to mark that in here. But for this, these are also going to be kind of how the pay periods are broken. If you've watched my budget videos that I've been doing, you'll see I do it by pay period now, which is basically by paycheck. And we get paid bi-weekly, so it's every 2 weeks I do my budget. All right, and I'm not gonna highlight anything through December since this planner starts in January. I'm just gonna start in January and highlight. He gets paid on the 10th and the 24th. So I'm just gonna grab, I think I'm going to do a different color for each month. So January 10th. And I really like these stickers, these transparent like dot stickers, and they're from Planner Kate on Etsy. Okay, so I have all of my main paydays marked on here, and it looks like for 2020 I'll have May and October as 3 paycheck months. The rest of them I'll just have my regular 2 bi-weekly paychecks. So we're gonna move on to this. I decided for these pages I'm gonna use each box for a month. So we'll start over here in January, and what I'm going to do is put the total income, expenses, and I think savings and debt. So just kind of put a little running total for each month in each of these boxes. So I just printed off some stickers with the headings like January through December. I'm just going to put them up here in each box like this. I decided to print them on clear, and I printed it in this like marker font because I thought it'd look cool. I've seen a lot of people use this like for each month or each box as a month, but I think everybody kind of does stuff differently on this page. But I figured that would be good because I like going to one place to see like for the year, like if I wanted to see how much we made in a certain month, like maybe like next year, I'd like to come back to this year and just see how much our expenses were for January or something, because usually our winter month expenses are more than the summer because we use heat more than we use air conditioning here. So the bill goes way up in the winter months, like December, January, February, sometimes March. But I just like having a place to look at all the, like, kind of like a summary, just a little summary page. I think I'm going to like having a separate budget planner. And this way, the way I'm doing it, it's not too, like, time consuming and I guess kind of strict. Like, our budget isn't super strict. I don't list out every single like on every dollar. Some people like do that, like they budget for every single dollar of their paycheck. I kind of do that, but it's not like groceries. I don't have really a category for anything. We spend about the same every month for groceries, but I don't keep track separately of like what goes to groceries, what goes to gas. Like I usually put all that on the credit card, and then obviously we pay those off every month so we don't get any credit card debt. But I don't go in and like budget for all the specifics. A lot of people do, and that's fine, but it was just, we did that one year when we first got married, and it was just too much for us, and we were both just getting more stressed out with our budget when we did that. We're both not very big spenders anyway, so it's just kind of, it just didn't work for us. So the credit cards work for us, and we put everything on credit cards, and I check, instead of doing like a weekly check-in that I see a lot of people do in their planners, I go on my, like onto the online and see my credit card statement like at least once a week, and just kind of keep up with it, make sure the charges are all right, and make sure we're not going like super high on spending so far for the month. So that's kind of how we use the credit cards and how I budget. And I don't know if we'll always do it this way, but right now it's just what works for us, and I really like it. And we're trying to get into saving more now, because now we have everything paid off except the house. So I don't really know too much about investing and saving. So I'm kind of going to use this year, 2020, to look more into that, so we can kind of see, since we're going to start saving more, what we should be doing actually with savings, instead of just putting it in a savings account that makes like no money. We do have like a 401k for my husband's work, so we're doing that, but just I need to look into that a lot more, because I don't really know too much about investing. If anybody has like good resources for investing, let me know, because I'm like I said, I'm going to start looking into that, and then like YouTube videos, just kind of see like different people's opinions. And then I'll probably like read some books and articles and things about that too. All right, but moving on. This is actually supposed to be like January's note page. And I was trying to, I don't really like that it's like that. Like for me, it makes like more sense that this page is the start of January, and then this end page is still with the month before it, like with this January month. So that's kind of how I decided to do it. Like all of this is going to be for January. I'm going to be putting headers on anyway, so they'll all match. And so this page, I figured I needed a page anyway to do the totals for these. So like I said, I'm going to put all the totals for each month in here. And then what I want to do is, for this page, I'm going to put the total for the year, because I like knowing how much overall the income we made, expenses we had, and then like I can put savings and debt on here too, to see how much money we threw towards each of those. So that's what this page is going to be. It's like going to be the yearly totals page. And then we're going to start with each month right here. And the only thing that this causes a problem for, if I don't use this for January, is that December doesn't have this one extra notes page, which is fine though, because December is a 2 pay check month anyway, so I don't need to use all the note pages. It'll be fine. The only ones I'll probably use all the note pages for are for the 3 pay period months, so that won't be a problem. These pages, I'm still deciding what I'm going to do for like these dot grid areas, and possibly this. I'll probably use this for some like financial goals. This I think I'm going to use not for birthdays particularly, but anything big that's happening in the month financially. If we're going on vacation, if we have just any big expense happening, I'll put that here. So that's all I know what I'm going to do for this page so far. We'll see once it gets closer how I'm actually going to use it. All right, this page I'm going to be setting up basically the same as I do now, like what I did for October and November, but I can kind of show you. So I'm going to be using all my payday stickers I'll put each Friday that we get paid, and then I get paid every Tuesday or Wednesday, usually Tuesday though, so I put my payday stickers for me. And then for Etsy, I get paid, I think it's usually the first Monday of the month or something. It's I have to figure, I haven't gotten paid that much for Etsy, so I need to figure out, but I'd put the Etsy paycheck whenever I'm gonna get paid for that. So I use these stickers for that, and those can be found on my Etsy shop too. And then I also use my budget stickers. I've been using these obviously. And I just put one of these stickers on each day that it's due. And I like having these on here just to see the whole month when bills are due. And then I can check them off when they go through in the bank. I can write the amount here and then check it off, because I don't write in the notes pages like when they get paid. But this way I can look and see what bills have been paid, what bills we still need to pay. So that's what these are for. And then after I have all the bills on this spread, I'm going to use this just to total the total income. I'll add that up, and that I'll actually get from the notes pages when I keep track of income there. So I add up the income, put the total on here, and then I'm going to add up the expenses for January, which just means I can look at my stickers, add those all up, and then put how much we spent for January. And then that'll be here, and then I can transfer that over to the front so I have all the months together then too. But this way I can just glance. If I want to see one month, I'll have it right here too. And then for the notes pages, I'm going to be using these pages for each pay period layout like I've been doing. And I use these stickers, so I have my budget. I might change it up a little bit, but this is basically what I'll be doing. I'll have one of these for each pay period. I'll be using all of these. So each pay period, I track my income, expenses, savings, and then debt payments. And the way I do this, I'll show you how this works. So on these three, even on some of the 2 paycheck months, but I'll just show you on this, May and June. So the last paycheck technically isn't going to go to any of the expenses in May. This is actually going to pay for the expenses that are beginning of the month in June. It's going to be like, because the mortgage is due on the 1st and we have a bunch of expenses at the beginning. So this paycheck is actually going to be paying for a lot of June bills and expenses. But I still put this, since we got paid in May, I'm going to put it in May, like in the May notes section. But this is why I like totaling all the expenses from the month on the month page too, because the total expenses technically for all 3 of these pay periods are not all for May. It's also for June, if that makes sense. Hopefully that makes sense. If you stay with me and follow me, you'll kind of understand how I do things. It'll be easier to understand when I actually do it, hopefully. But I'll use all my stickers, and then I have my like washi stickers, these to just kind of break it up. So I'm going to be using these just to make the different pay period sections here. A lot of people I know use these pages too. If you use a transaction log, you can do a transaction log here, or the weekly check-ins. Like I said, I don't really do weekly check-ins. My weekly check-ins are going on the computer, looking at my credit cards, so far what we spent that month, and kind of adjusting our spending if necessary from that. But that's basically what I'm going to do for each month. So we don't really need to set up anything in each month right now. I'll do that at the end of the previous month. So like in December, I'll be setting up January. There's one more thing I want to do in here. So there's a bunch of note pages in the back of this. And what I'm going to do for these right now is I'm going to make a master bills list, because I like having that just so that I have I have something to refer back to when I am when I'm marking all my bills each month. So I have a list right now. I have a list from 2019's bills, and they all kind of change throughout the years. Obviously, you don't have the same bills, so I'm going to leave a little extra space. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to have this page for monthly bills, and then on the back of it, I'm going to put other bills, which is like annual bills, quarterly bills, anything else other than anything that's due every month. So I made this little cute cactus sticker. And actually, I think I'm gonna white out this because it's a little dark and my cactuses are on a white background. Okay, so now that's white, so we don't have to worry about that. I'm gonna put this down. And then one other thing I printed out, I probably should have made these in the same, my dog's got a cold, so if you heard that, that was my dog coughing a little bit. I have stickers that I'm gonna use for the kind of the categories. And I like putting the due date first. And after I printed this, I was like, I should have done these in the blue color, but we're just gonna go with the black because I didn't feel like reprinting them, recutting them and everything. And black's fine, I like black anyway. Doesn't look bad. So we have the due date basically, each month. And then the bill, and then what the amount is. I think we'll make them, we'll do this blue color. All right, and then I'm just gonna write down, and the amount is just for the fixed amounts. If it's variable, obviously you don't know, it changes month to month, so I'm not gonna put an amount here, but if it's fixed, I'm gonna put the amount here just so I have that. Okay, so those are our monthly bills that we pay almost every month. If not every month, every once in a while. The credit cards, we don't use all of them, but these are our main credit cards, and we kind of switch back and forth depending on the rewards. But that's all I'm doing for that. But I am gonna, so some of these go on the credit card. I'm just kind of gonna mark those because then I don't actually take them out, because then I'd be taking them out twice because I put my credit card as a bill, and then if I put these as a bill too, I'd be counting that twice actually. So I won't count these when I do my budgets. Now I was trying to decide, I have a couple other credit cards, like store credit cards, and last year I put them like at the end of this, but I think I'm gonna put them in the other bills because I barely ever use them. Like I use them maybe twice a year, if that. So I think I'm gonna put them in other bills just so I can see them if I need them, but I usually don't need to pay them. So we're gonna put the other bills sticker on with these cactuses. All right, and I don't really have one that looks like this, but I think I'm just gonna use that bright pink one. I'll kind of do it the opposite of this page. I'll do the bills in pink, and then if it's, I don't know if any of them, oh yeah, some of them would be on the credit card. So I need my due, bill, and amount stickers, and now I'll just write in these. So these, since I'm gonna use some of the like the store credit cards and everything, I think I'll put them last. I'll put my bills that are like annually up here, and when they're due I'll just put the month probably. All right, so those are all those bills. And then I have, like I said, my credit cards that I don't use a lot, but I like keeping a list just to remind myself that I have them. And these I don't really put a date because once I buy them, then I pay them off right away. So we'll just keep those there as a reminder. And that's all I'm gonna do for this, and that's all my setup for my 2020 budget. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button down there. See you next time. Bye.